Hello, I'm James Foxall, President and CEO of Tigerpaw Software. Welcome to another edition of our video series in helping you run a better business and sleep better at night. This is a little bit different video. Usually we go in a deep dive on a specific feature to help you get the most out of it. Tony's put together something today that I find quite interesting, and it's about system options that are really important but seldom used. You know, we set up defaults. So Tigerpaw right out of the box has a certain behavior. And for a lot of people, they just use that default behavior. But we've actually built a ton of flexibility in how things get done under the hood and the options. So we're hoping that you get a couple of great takeaways today on ways you can tweak your Tigerpaw, as well as encourage you to go deep diving in the options and in our documentation. This is a good time for me to point out we have full-time documentation writer on staff. We keep our documentation updated. And check out all the different options that are available for the areas of the product. You might be surprised at what you can tweak to get Tigerpaw to perform in a unique way for your organization. So again, Tony's got a great video here, and we are really appreciative of you as a client and know that we're committed 100% to helping you run a better business and sleep better at night.
Thank you, James. Tigerpaw's options menu is filled with little options that can help you customize your day-to-day experience with Tigerpaw. Our defaults are a great place to start, but we believe it's important that you understand what you can change if required or desired. In this video, I will focus on quotes and opportunity options, service order preferences, company options, and report settings. Let's head over to Tigerpaw to review these now. To get to our Options menu, select Tools on the menu bar and click Options. The Options window opens. Here, you will see several categories. Take a moment to review what's available. We will start by clicking the Quotes and Opportunity icon to open the Quotes and Opportunities Options window. If you have a manager approval process built into your sales cycle, you can tell Tigerpaw not to let your salespeople print or email a quote until it's been approved with this option here. If that's not important to you, you can simply uncheck this box. However, we know it's not always that cut and dry. So we've added the ability to set a quote approval basis, total dollar or margin, and a quote approval threshold. With these set, salespeople will be able to email or print quotes without approval if they fall below your threshold. But Tigerpaw will still require a manager approval for anything exceeding your threshold. Pretty cool, right? Another important option is the ability to set a default for new quotes expiration dates. Our default is 14, but you may want to change that based on your specific business needs. That is adjusted for everyone within your company here. You can even add default quote comments to appear on all newly created quotes from this point forward, and adjust default quote and opportunity statuses when quotes are merged here. Next, I'd like to show you our opportunity options. So I'm going to move to this tab. We are a big fan of opportunities and the reports they drive in Tigerpaw. But we know not every quote starts with a lead-up. Sometimes people just call in and ask for a quick quote on a product or service. Don't let that stop you from getting the important sales forecasts out of Tigerpaw by clicking Automatically Create an Opportunity for New Quotes that don't have one here. You can even require sources on your opportunities so you'll know which marketing activities are providing you with the biggest bang for your buck. You can also set default actions for manually and automatically creating opportunities in the system. And when you convert a quote to a service order, you can have Tigerpaw automatically adjust opportunity status and stage information, saving you and your sales team time. Although you can set specific close date estimates by opportunity stage now, you can set an overall sales cycle default here as well. The last tab I'd like to highlight in Quotes and Opportunities options is the Proposal Addendum tab. This is the perfect place to put standardized terms and conditions that you'd like to print on every proposal that comes out of Tigerpaw. Its rich text formatting options allow you to make this look good, and you can even add date and time tokens into it, ensuring that that information is always accurate. These are just a few of the options found here. As always, you can simply press F1 while viewing the Quotes and Opportunities options window to get a full rundown of all of the options available. I will click OK to close this window, returning me to Options. Next, let's check out what options you have for service orders. I will find and click Service Orders here. On the Defaults and Constraints tab, you can review and change default statuses for new, open, and closed orders. You can set a default service order type for new service orders created ad hoc, and you can differentiate those types of service orders from the ones created when converting a quote to a service order. You can even set default priorities. In the Constraints section of this tab, you will find a lot of specific settings, like giving your technicians the ability to override the received, meaning created, date for service orders, enforcing SO locking to avoid data loss, requiring a contract to create a service order, and whether new service orders are automatically assigned to any default contract set for the account. This is also where you isolate which technicians appear in the Technician dropdown on service orders by limiting options to reps put into a specific rep group. As you can see, the default is reps in the Technicians group, but you are free to adjust that here. Moving to the Preferences tab, you can edit the timestamp format for comments appended to a service order and manage automatic actions like what technician is assigned to a service order when a service order is created. Read through all these options and turn on or off options you believe will help. We previously did a video on the Auto Tech Assignment tab, so if that feature interests you, check it out. Also, if you have questions on what any of these options do, simply press F1 to be taken to a full rundown on online help. I will now click OK to close this window, returning me to the options. Now let's look at some general company options that are important to review. I will find and click Company. Here, you can verify your company's name and address. This information will appear on all customer-facing forms, including but not limited to quotes, service orders, and invoices. If you have set up your customer portal, make sure to add that URL here. This will provide customers with an easy way to access that portal to review and approve quotes, submit and review service orders, and even review and pay invoices. You can also set your standard business hours and tell Tigerpaw what should be considered overtime and premium time, making it even easier to bill correctly for time entered by your technicians. Don't forget to review the miscellaneous options here, as a lot of people like to require marketing sources on new accounts and control whether or not they want to populate contact and account information into the comments section of tasks. I will click OK to close this window, returning me to Options. The last major topic I'd like to discuss here are options related to reports in Tigerpaw. I will find and click Reports. This is where you can set a global reports path, allowing all of your users access to your custom reports. This can include custom quotes, service orders, or invoices. You can also set or change your company logo here. This logo will appear on all customer-facing documents, including but not limited to quotes, service orders, and invoices. In addition to the logo itself, you can also adjust where on these documents the logo will appear. If you want it to print on the left, it will center your company information on the report. If you want the logo to appear in the center of the header, it will left justify your company information. Lastly, you can adjust where comments appear on invoices, either under the report header before the line item information, or before the disclaimer below the line item information on the invoice. Once I'm happy with these settings, I will click OK to close this window, returning me to Options. I hope you enjoyed this tour of some of the most important but rarely reviewed settings in Tigerpaw. I encourage you to review all of the options available to you. Remember, pressing F1 on any options window will give you a detailed rundown of what these options do via our online help. And if you have any additional questions, head over to the live training calendar on the Academy and hop into an Ask the Expert.